guys, we are back with another song by Bad Meets Evil.
Yes.
And which one which one are we doing today?
Today we're doing I'm on Everything. Do you know it?
I don't know. Do I
So
know it?
I don't know, actually. I
I
don't
don't
have a good
know.
idea of.
Nobody knows.
So it's obviously Bad Meets Evil, which is Eminem and Royce da 5'9",
Mm.
but the chorus is the stand-up comedian Mike Epps. They took a bit from his stand-up and made that the chorus, which is very interesting. So,
Um,
so we'll see. We'll do what we always do. We'll listen and we'll break it down, and I guess we'll figure out if you've ever heard it before.
Yes.
Yes.
And this video is sponsored by Carnivore Snacks. Carnivore Snacks is one of my favorite meat snacks. I say this every single time, but it is, and one of my favorite snacks in general. This is the ribeye. It's only 2 ingredients. It is grass-fed ribeye and red thin real salt. They're regeneratively raised, which means it's like good for the environment and everything. And the fact that it's grass-fed means it is also good for you. I'll show you what they look like. Big piece here. See that marbling and all that good salt and the fat? It looks beautiful. They're absolutely delicious. Perfectly salted, not too much, not too little. Literally just right. Like Goldilocks, just right. And they're literally one of the best things I've ever had. You have to try the sliders. They're my favorite. Love the lamb sliders. Love all the sliders. These are amazing. They have a new Wagyu line. So many new things coming. And you can use our coupon code WithSmith for 15% off your order. And the link is in the description below. We are also sponsored by SeatGeek, which is a great website to get tickets for concerts, sport events, comedians, literally anything you can think of, they have a ticket for it. They're just like any other ticket website, but the best part about them is we have this coupon code that you can use for $20 off your very first purchase. It's with Smith. And the link is in the description below for that as well. And definitely follow us on social media channels if you'd like to. That's our handle for everything.
Yes.
And that's it.
All right. So as I said, this is on Everything. This is, I believe, track number 5. Let's make sure. Yes, track number 5 off of Hell, the sequel. Okay. Here we go.
All these little young kids ain't got no direction. Shit. These little kids is on everything. Syrup, painkiller, cigarette, weed, Hennessy, vodka.
You know this song.
I'm on everything. I'm on everything. I'm on everything. I'm on syrup, painkiller, cigarette, weed, Hennessy, vodka. I'm on everything. I'm on everything. I'm on everything.
I'm on syrup, painkiller, cigarette, weed. Haven't sober, don't interest me. I'm on everything. About to slip the liquor like it's can. That's how I am. I'm painkillers to ease the pain. No, I ain't in pain. No, we ain't the same. You drunk, I'm on everything. Sick when I kick it, gout. Me sobering up. Out. Cash rules everything. Acid tab, hash rooms. I done woke up with a fucking tiger in my bathroom. I am fucking. Menace to society. I feel sorry for your mother. Me and Vicious on shrooms. Call us the Mario Brothers. Back down. We never back down. Never laid out. Can't put my back down.
Painkiller, cigarette,
I know this song.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so funny because, like, me being in recovery and being an ex-addict and looking at all the things he's saying he's on, I'm like, that's not that crazy.
It's interesting because I believe both of them were sober at this point, Eminem and Royce. Eminem definitely was. I'm pretty sure Royce was at this point too,
Yeah.
which it's funny that they made this song, in recovery.
Yeah.
So
It's
these,
funny that he says cigarettes. Like, oh, I'm on cigarettes.
because it's the context
I
of this
know.
opening part
I know.
is, so let me
It's just
see.
funny.
So it's Mike Epps. Let me see if they have the name of it. I have the lyrics up on Genius. Okay, so it's from his 2009 stand-up comedy special called Underrated and Never Faded. So the song starts with no music, just the segment of the stand-up special, and the premise is all these little young kids ain't got no direction. Shit, these little kids is on everything. Syrup, painkillers, cigarette, weed, Hennessy, vodka. Ha 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 ha. So like he's like imitating like the kids being like all fucked up, you know what I mean? And
Like Beavis and Butthead.
yeah,
Like,
and I guess
I
like
can't do
and
it.
like they can't talk, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Well,
So
not being able to talk, that's more like heroin.
So we hear that, and then we just hear, which they sampled, is "I'm on everything," which it does it
Mm,
5 times, and then repeats the syrup, painkiller, cigarette, weed, Hennessy, vodka, ha ha ha, and then "I'm on everything" again,
okay.
which is very funny.
And it sounds cool. They make it like a rap.
Yeah, they give like a melody to it, especially the ha 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 ha. It like goes. It's
Yeah.
interesting. So Royce has the first verse. He comes in and says, "I'm on syrup, painkillers, cigarettes, weed, henny, sober don't interest me. I'm on everything. About to sniff the liquor like it's ain. That's how high I am." So
So yeah, it's like self-explanatory, really. He's
yeah,
gonna snort liquor as if it were cocaine.
so he carries on with obviously the chorus, and then he says, henny, sober don't interest me." So he's just reiterating the point that he has no interest in being sober, right? And then like you pointed out, he's so high that he's about to sniff liquor as if it's cocaine.
Or is the second time he says henny kind of sound like he's saying honey?
So I think
I
he's
don't know.
mimicking
Like
the
honey,
the
sober don't interest me.
I think he's mimicking the
Mhm.
yeah, that. So he's saying henny there, which is interesting. Okay, then he says, "I take painkillers to ease the pain, though I ain't in pain. No, we ain't the same. You drunk, I'm on everything." So I believe it's you drunk, right? Or is it we drunk? So, yeah, I mean, again, this part is like straightforward that he's taking painkillers to ease pain, but he's not in pain. So it's interesting though. I wonder if you could look at it as he's just saying, "I'm just taking them to get high," or is it actually healing like emotional pain? You know what I mean?
Emotional pain, because if he's taking it to ease the pain, but he's not in pain, then it's,
He's getting
the
high,
reason why
but
you do drugs. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, the reason why you do like hard drugs.
Yes. And then he says, "We ain't the same. You drunk." That is the proper line. You drunk. I'm on everything. So he's saying, yeah, you're an amateur hour with your alcohol. All right. Then he comes in, he says, "Sick when I kick it. Gout. Me sobering up. Ha. Alf." So ALF, like Alf, the creature. Um,
So sick when I kick it. Gout. So like
so
gout is when you develop like it's like calcium deposits, I think, in your feet.
yeah.
Or it could be in other places, but usually it's like in your toes and stuff and in your feet. So kick it, since he's mentioning like kicking and sick.
So he's doing a double entendre. So he's saying "sick when I kick it," like like he's sick with his rhymes. When
Yeah.
he kicks
No, I
it,
get that.
and then because he says "kick," he's invoking the foot and ties it in with gout, like you
Okay.
pointed out, is like a sickness of the foot, the feet, right?
Hmm.
And then me sobering up, ha, Alf. So like we discussed in Eminem songs, Alf was that alien from that show, and his punchline was "ha, I kill me," right? When he would make jokes. So he's saying
Okay.
"ha, Alf." Then Royce continues. He says, "Cash rules everything. Acid tab, rooms. I done woke up with a fucking tiger in my bathroom. I am fucking high.
And then
Blah,
he's just
high, blah, 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 blah."
bleh.
Yes. So it's interesting that cash rules everything. So that's like a nod, obviously, to Wu Tang Clan, Cream, cash rules everything around me. I don't know what the I actually don't completely understand. He just happens to say that cash rules, and then I guess saying all the things that all the drugs cash can buy him. Do you know what I mean?
He kind of does spell cream in a way because acid tabs,
CREAHS.
but then you could just say mushrooms because that's what he means, and then you have the M. It's kind of like
The rooms
cream
that
with an H before the M.
yeah. So
Cream.
so cash rules everything, and I'm assuming he's saying with all the cash he has, he can buy all the acid, hash, and mushrooms. And then I don't woke up with the fucking tiger in my bathroom. So this is interesting. This is a reference to The Hangover.
That's what I thought.
So the tie-in is that actually the cover for this single was actually Zach Galifianakis from The Hangover. The
Oh,
other
okay.
interesting feature of this is Mike Epps plays Black Doug, who sets the whole story in motion in The Hangover by selling them drugs.
Ah,
So I don't remember Black Doug. That was his character's name. And
interesting.
yeah,
That's
so
very
yeah,
interesting.
so Mike Epps is the tie-in for the chorus, but also the Hangover, and then like I said, that's a reference to the Hangover, and then Zach Galifianakis is the poster. So it's interesting how they weave all that together.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and then yes, he's fucking high, and then just blah 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 high blah blah blah, just talking nonsense. Okay. And then he continues. He says, Menace to society. I feel sorry for your mother. Me and Vicious, not Visions, Vicious. Remember Kid Vicious we discussed as his brother. Um, call us the Mario. Me and Vicious on shrooms. Call us the Mario brothers. Back down. We never back down. Never laid out. Can't put my back down.
So I don't get why he feels sorry for your
So
mother.
you never saw the movie Menace to Society?
No.
So it's one of those like hood classics. Like it takes place like it's like the Boys in the Hood. It's like in the same vein.
Okay.
It takes place in the hood, a bunch of young kids, involved with like gangs or violence or whatever. Anyway, in the movie, the context is that the two guys they go into a convenience store, and the owner is like suspicious of them, right? And then the owner says, "I feel sorry for your mother" to the guy, and then I
Um,
think it's O Dog. I forget his name. He shoots the owner and his wife because they said, "I feel sorry for your mother," right? So whatever. That's a plot point in the movie. So Royce is saying, "I'm a menace to society" in the literal sense, but then the double meaning is the movie Menace to Society. There's the line, "I feel sorry for your mother." So that's the
okay.
tie-in there.
And then he goes on to him and his brother on shrooms, call us Mario Brothers, because
Yeah.
Mario and Luigi in Super Mario, they eat mushrooms to get bigger.
Yep.
And yeah,
Yes, and then back down. We never back down. Never laid out. Can't put my back down. So it's
self-explanatory.
a clever play on they're never going to back down. Like literally, they're always going to be fighting, but they're not laid out. They can't put their back down. All right, we'll pick it up here.
Cigarette, weed, Hennessy, vodka. I'm on everything. I'm on everything. I'm on everything. I'm on
Painkillers, I call them cane pillars, cause they hold me up when I take them. I need a cane and pillars, I'm on everything. Sick when I kick it, barf. Me sobering up. I crush your brain like a pill crusher, let's crush a pill, yeah. Fuck, I think I just crushed my last Tylenol 3. I grabbed the key up off the counter to the camper, left the crib. Man, who knew that 3 in the morning I'd still be up? Could barely see up over the steering wheel, crashing with Tortria. On my way to the dealers trying to re-up. Call me Brett Favre, spell it F-A-V-R-E. Yup, it's wrong. Other words, I just fucked my RV up. Bitch, it's on again, yeah. Break that Kalana pin in half. But I smoke some chronic in the cab with Donovan McNabb. And I tie my head back, blunt again and laugh. I'm the real macaroni, you cheesy bitch. I'm demonic with the crab. There's a devil in my noodle, you angel hair pasta. Flows dreaded like some fucking tangled hair roster. Farian, Jamaican, relax, man. I send a fucking axe at you if you insist on a fucking accent. Bad and evil is back with an epidural. Check your girl, cause after we prop you up, we're propping her up. So baby, come put your feet up in these stirrups. Your boyfriend better find another fucking hornet's nest to stir up. We rap like we're on.
painkiller, cigarette, weed, Hennessy, vodka. I'm on everything. I'm on everything. I'm on everything. I'm on painkiller, cigarette, weed, Hennessy, vodka. I'm on everything. I'm on everything. I'm on everything. I'm on everything.
That's the last pause. All right. So then we get to the second verse, which is Eminem. It's Eminem's first verse. So he comes in, he says, "Painkillers, I call them cane pillars, because to hold me up when I take them, I need a cane and pillars."
That's like a really great line. I love
Um,
that because he just switches the K and the P in painkillers.
yeah,
And then mentions how, like, when he is fucked up off of them, he needs something to hold him up because he can't stand up straight.
yeah. I'm on everything. Sick when I kick it. Barf, me sober and up. Fart. I crush your brain like a pill crusher. So yeah, this is a. It's very awesome how he comes in. So yeah, you pointed out the cane pillar, literally just switching the letters around, and then yeah, he gets so fucked up that he can't stand, so he needs help. So this is very awesome what he does here. So he does sick when I kick it. Barf. So Royce had the line sick when I kick it, right? Gout or whatever.
Yeah.
So Eminem is doing a double entendre. I guess it's a triple entendre. So sick when I kick it, barf. Okay, so sick when I kick it is just like Royce meant, like he's sick when he kicks his rhymes, right? And then so he's sick that he throws up, but then the kick it is like withdrawal.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So sick when I kick drugs
Like when he's not
makes
taking them anymore,
it
trying to quit.
makes him throw up exactly, and then he says me sobering up fart. So he's poo-pooing that idea of getting sober.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's
Now I
very
get
clever.
it.
And then yeah, I crush your brain like a pill crusher. It's straightforward. Let's crush a pill. Yeah. Fuck, I think I just crushed my last Tylenol 3 up. Grabbed the key up off the counter to the camper. Left the crib. It's left, not at the crib. Man, who'da knew at 3 in the morning I'd still be up.
So Tylenol 3s, those aren't drugs.
They have codeine in them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
I never did those things. I just did the heroin.
So I was in withdrawal once from, I forget, I was at the time I was probably taking like Oxys or Vicodin or Percocet something, and I got my hands on Tylenol threes, and it actually didn't
Do
do
anything at all?
it kind of kept away a little bit with the withdrawal, but like
No, it's not gonna
the
work.
obsession and the craving was still there. Yeah, it wasn't great.
Yeah, like when I would withdraw and I would be doing dope, and all someone had were like Roxy's, I would take them, it would do nothing. It's literally
So
nothing.
Roxy's always worked for me, even when I was with dope withdrawal.
Not me.
I would always shoot them though. So okay. So, and oh yeah, if this is the first time you're watching us, we've both been in recovery for many years, so that's why we're talking so flippantly.
It's 8, right? Or are we at 9?
Now you have me second guessing. 2015, I got sober.
I can't remember dates anymore. I'm pregnant. It doesn't work in my brain.
It's 8.
Our
It'll be 8.
coins, we have our coins in the bedroom.
I know.
That's how I remember.
Yeah, this month actually will be 8 for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
9's in February. First.
So yes, he says, let's crush a pill. Then he's like, fuck, I think I just did my last one, right? So it's like that panic feeling, which I could relate to as an addict. And then he says that he starts the story here where he gets the key from the counter of the camper. So he's in a camper, right? And he grabs the key and he leaves. And then he says, man, who'd have knew at 3 in the morning I'd still be up. So a little nod to 3 a.m., the story where he goes on a killing spree from doing drugs, right? He murders a bunch of people, but
I
then
didn't even think of that.
yeah, also he's so high and fucked up that it's 3 in the morning and he's still awake. Okay, then he says Caber. So he's continuing in the story. So remember that he invoked the camper there because it comes back. Could barely see up over the steering wheel. Crash. I think it says the whip into a tree. On my way to the dealers trying to re up. Call me Brett Favre. Spell it Favre. Yup, it's wrong.
But no, it's
Other
not.
other words, I just fucked my RV up. Okay.
So, okay.
Let's start at the beginning with the
So it looks
story.
self-explanatory.
So yeah, he's continuing the story, right? He can't so he says he can barely see up over the steering wheel.
He's
So
like so fucked up. He's
either
like
yeah, he's
hunched
either like
over.
this or like this. Yeah, one way or the
Yeah.
other. He's so whacked. And then he literally crashes into a tree
Yeah.
because he's on his way to go re-up to get more drugs from the dealer. Okay, so then this part. This is what I assume you were referring
So
to.
Brett Favre is spelled Favre,
Yes.
like Favre,
Yes.
even though that's not his name.
It's not how you pronounce it. Yeah.
No.
At least not how
So,
he pronounces it.
I mean, in the sense of it, if you were to read it and like read it just as it is, like it is, you would think it would be Farve.
Mm-hmm.
So like I get like it is spelled wrong, but like it's not because that's his last name.
but he even says Farv as far as I know, which
Yeah,
is
it must
very
be
odd.
whatever his what's his ethnicity,
I don't know.
maybe.
Yeah, it makes no sense though, but that's correct. He's literally saying we call him Brett Favre. This is how it's spelled. And then he says, "Yup, it's wrong." And then he says, "In other words, I just fucked my RV up." So there's the punch, the end of that scheme, which I was like, remember he spoke about the camper in the first few lines? He did all that, created the story, and then crashed it. You know what I mean? He does the RV with the Brett Favre. It's very clever.
Yeah, it's
He
impressive.
carried that out over quite a few bars. Okay, then he says, "Bitch, it's on again. Yeah, break that Klonopin in half while I smoke some chronic in the cab with Donovan McNabb." Okay,
Self-explanatory to me.
it's kind of. So, yeah, it's on again. I guess when he says it's on again, I guess he's referring to like getting fucked up on drugs again, right?
Yeah.
And then, yeah, the doing the Klonopin part straightforward. And then he says, "I smoked some chronic in the cab with Donovan McNabb." So Donovan McNabb was a quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles. So this is interesting. I didn't I don't know the exact reference here, so I had to look up on Lyric Genius. Um, like I don't know why he's mentioning him. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't get exactly like what the tie-in is. And when I clicked it, it said that Donovan McNabb was like not necessarily known for smoking weed, but he was known for like being lazy. So
Interesting.
so that's what people think the reference is there.
How can you be a lazy football player?
So I guess compared to the other players, do you know what I mean? Like you're not
Right.
training as hard or whatever, you know what I mean? Like
He was
that.
quarterback.
Yeah, he was. So I mean, it's interesting, but whatever. It could just be a random. He could have just picked it because it rhymes, but Eminem usually has more thought put into his rhymes than that, right? So that's what people seem to think. Okay, then he continues. He says, "Then I dye my hair back blonde again and laugh. I'm the real macaroni, you cheesy bitch. I'm demonic with the craft. There's a devil in my noodle."
So dyeing his hair black to blonde, he becomes Slim Shady,
And then he's doing
and
drugs.
yeah, and then macaroni and cheese. Ha! He's like, I'm the real one. Like you're not.
Yes. So like that's like I'm the real deal. I'm real macaroni. That's the same type of saying. Then he calls you a cheesy bitch. So macaroni and cheese, right? Saying you're corny. But then he says I'm demonic with the craft. So
Oh,
like
like Kraft mac and cheese.
yes, but then he's also meaning the craft of rap, right? The craftsmanship of rapping. So he says I'm demonic with the craft. There's a devil in my noodle. So
So
we
that brings
got
it back to macaroni
and
again.
yeah, and it keeps going even.
But then your brain.
So demonic and then craft, like even like witchcraft, even do you know what I mean? But like the craft of writing rhymes and shit. Okay, there's a devil in my noodle, right?
His brain.
So noodle, demonic, macaroni. He says, "You, angel hair pasta, flows dreaded like some fucking tangled hair, Rasta, Farian, Jamaican, relax man. I'll send a fucking axe at you if you insist on a fucking accent."
So he says he is got a demon in his brain, noodle, but then you're angel hair pasta, so you're like innocent, like angel, you know. That's like the reference there. Like
Yes.
you're like not like him.
So yeah, he has the devil in his noodle, right? And then you, the angel, and then with the noodle, he continues the pasta scheme
Yeah.
with the macaroni, and angel hair pasta is very thin. And then he continues it. Says flows dreaded like some fucking tangled hair.
Like dreads.
Yes, so he's saying like his rapping flow is dreaded, right? But then he continues with the scheme of tangled instead of angel hair pasta, which is like straight. He's saying tangled haired, Rastafari and Jamaican, so literally dreadlocks. So then he after he says Rastafarian Jamaican, he says relax man, and he starts to speak in an accent like going back to,
Yeah.
relapse era. And then he does a very clever thing here. I don't know if you picked up on it, where he says, "I'll send a fucking axe at you if you insist on a fucking accent."
So like axe scent, like AXE scent.
Yeah, and then
But
send a
then like
fucking
saying like I'm not gonna do the accents.
yeah, even though he's doing it, it's very
Yeah.
it's very funny. All right. Then he says, "Bad and evil is back with an epidural. Check your girl, because after we prop you up, we're propping her up. So baby, come come put your feet up in these stirrups. Your boyfriend better find another fucking hornet's nest to stir up. We rap like we're on. And then it goes to the chorus.
Okay.
So, Bad and Evil, Royce and M, back with an epidural. So that's an injection into your spine.
You've had them.
Yeah, I just had one recently for my fucked up back. So yeah, it's literally they put it in the epidural. I think it's called the epidural space, right? Whatever it is, that's where it gets its name. So yeah, they do like drugs, like a steroid or whatever there. So they're saying that they're giving people epidurals, right? And then he goes on to say, check your girl, because after we fuck you up, we're gonna fuck her effectively.
Yes.
And then put your feet in the stirrups, which is like, the
It's kind of
gynecologist.
evoking like a pregnancy scheme.
Gynecologist,
Yeah.
yeah. And then your boyfriend better find another fucking hornet's nest to stir up. So they're saying Eminem and Royce, they're like a hornet's nest, right? So
Or also like they're gonna fuck your girl, meaning like you're gonna need to find a new girl. Like I guess hornet's nest like referring to her vagina.
interesting.
I don't
See,
know.
I took it as
But
fuck.
like it could be both. I don't know.
I took it as that the boyfriend fucking with them. He doesn't want to do that, but that's interesting. It could be. And then yeah, obviously stir up, stir up. It's effectively the same thing, but different
Mhm.
meanings. All right, so they do have like a verse or two each left, but we're just
Yeah.
gonna play the rest of the song out.
Okay.
Fucking hornet's nest to stir up. We rap like we're on.
Painkiller, cigarette, weed, Hennessy, vodka. I'm on everything. I'm on everything. I'm on everything. I'm on painkiller, cigarette, weed, Hennessy, vodka. I'm on everything. I'm on everything. I'm on everything. I'm on everything.
I'm on syrup, painkiller, cigarette, speed, and classic. It's Eminem and him again, my sentiments exactly. I told that bitch to get at me, then the bitch attacked me. Kid you not, I'm lit up as fuck. Tablecloth tucked in my pants and I'm hearing dishes drop as I walk away from my dinner with schmucks.
Then I into the front of the Kmart shopping center with a coupon book and $110 and a bunch of change and a white Peter with a mustard stain. I crush your brain like I'm crushing pills. What the fuck's a motherfucking deal? This just making me feel like I'm trying to do a motherfucking cartwheel up a hill.
How many bars, how many tabs? ACIDYES, cause I'm sniffing MYES.
If you CK'd up and it's obvious.
Smoking NE in my chest.
I'm PANANAS.
I'm a COCONUT.
Put this CD in and you'll see the sequel to Scary Movie. Bad as the evil, the roofie, the robbers.
You don't wanna wind up 6 feet deep under that shit's creek, so I hope that you bought preservers.
You can put a turn on a place silverware and a tablecloth to serve us. You don't bring shit to the table. I'm in your grill like a severe when a market's murdered. You pushing the envelope when I'm shoving that whole post office further right off the surface. Let's surf into the darkest in the farthest corner.
How many bars? How many bars? Maui, wowie, sour diesel. How many jars? To all my people, I'll be the Mars. Mommy, come on. She can actually wrap my nutsack round the back of her neck in the bathroom stall. And she could just puke from sipping this piss from my 24-inch cap to the cord.
I'm the type that'll take a bath with a whore, drown her, bang her head on the passenger door when I'm stashing her in the back, smacking her forehead on the dash till it's accidentally blowing a binge she porn.
My friends be knowing that when I'm on a bench, I'm stingy. Even when I'm 10 deep in the room with the MGM with Lindsay Lohan and she on.
Painkiller, cigarette, weed, Hennessy, vodka.
Okay.
Oh God, that last part is so
I
chaotic.
know there's a lot going on here. All right. And I think some of the lyrics were fucked up. All right, so let's see. Okay, so yeah, we get up to Royce's thing. So it's interesting what he does here. He slightly changes. He says, I'm on syrup, painkiller, cigarette, speed instead of weed. And then he says, Henny. And he says, ha, classic. So that's another reference to The Hangover, where they say drunk driving classic or something. Let's see if they have the exact thing on here. Yeah, the exact line is driving drunk classic. That's the line from The Hangover. So that's what he's referencing, and that's why it stops. And then he continues. He says, "It's Eminem and him again. My sentiments exactly. I told that bitch to get at me." So I mean, this part's pretty straightforward. It's Eminem and him again. That's Bad Meets Evil. He says, "My sentiments exactly." So I really don't know what he means by that. You know what I mean? It's like I think he's quoting people obviously by saying it's Eminem and him again, right? So obviously Royce isn't saying that. It's funny though because I think for a lot of people that is the truth. They'd be like, it's Eminem and that guy. You know what I mean? Like they don't know.
Yeah.
It's funny though. And then he said, "I told that bitch to get at me." Um, then the bitch attacked me. Kid you not. I'm lit up as fuck, tablecloth tucked in my pants, and so it's not and I'm hearing dishes drop. Oh, maybe it is. And I'm hearing dishes drop as I walk away from my dinner with schmucks.
That was a movie.
Yes. So it's actually tucked in my pants till I'm hearing dishes drop. Okay, so yes. I told that bitch to get at me, then the bitch attacked me. So she attacked him when he said get at her,
Yeah.
which is funny. Like took her up. She took him up on it literally. And then he's saying he's very fucked up to the point where the tablecloth is tucked into his pants. I'm assuming at some point he was tucking in his shirt and then
Yeah.
accidentally tucked the tablecloth in. And then as he gets up and walks away, he hears the dishes drop. And then he says, "My dinner with schmucks," which, like you said, that was another movie around this time
Mhm.
with, I think, Steve Carell, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Then we get up to Eminem. He says, okay, so the lyrics are a little wrong on the screen. I'm going to read from here. He says, "Then I enter the front of the Kmart shopping center with a coupon book and $110 and a bunch of change and a wife beater with a mustard stain." So this is pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
He's starting to tell a story, right? Where he's in Kmart with a coupon book and $110 and
He's about to ball out.
a bunch of change, and he's just wearing a wife beater with a mustard stain.
Classic.
So it's a interesting image there. And then he says, "I'll crush your brain like I'm crushing pills. What's the motherfucking deal? The shit is making me feel like I'm trying to do a motherfucking cartwheel up a hill." So he does the "I'm crush your brain like I'm crushing pills" again, which he did in his other verse he mentioned. And he's like, "What's the deal? Like, what's going on?" And then he feels like he's trying to do a cartwheel up a hill, which is like very difficult, right? So
Yeah, I don't. It's almost, I mean, like
I
impossible.
would imagine. So that's what he's so fucked up. That's what he's saying.
Gravity takes over.
Yeah, he's having a tough time. Okay. Then we get to this crazy part. All right. So, how many bars, how many tabs of ACIDYES? So, how many bars could be double entendre, right? Like,
Like rap bars,
yeah. And then
mm,
like bars,
Xanax bars.
Xanax bars, and then bars where you go to drink. And then he says, "How many tabs of acid?" And then he just says, "Yes," as if,
Yeah, I don't get
so it's like,
it.
that's like, "How many tabs of acid do you want?" And he just says, "Yes." Right. So it's like that. He's just saying, exactly. And then he says, "Cause I'm sniffing MYEX." So let's actually listen to that because there's two different things.
What?
Listen, put in your
Okay.
earbud.
How many tabs of ACIDYES? Cause I'm sniffing MYEX.
If you see Kate up in
Because I'm sniffing MYES is what you hear, or what do you hear?
Cause I'm sniffing
if you
MYEX.
see Kate up.
S.
MYES.
But what does that mean?
Because I'm sniffing mice. So their genius here has it MYEX, which would make sense. Like I'm sniffing my X, like ecstasy.
Oh,
But it says I'm sniffing MYES. Wise? It's confusing. Let me know what you guys hear there or what he's saying if you know. Because here it says I'm sniffing them, yes. But he definitely spells out MYE and then S. My S. Confusing part. Let us know. And then he says FUCK'd up, and it's obvious.
mm-hmm.
Um, so they're also going back and forth, like Eminem and Royce are kind of taking turns here. Smoke and Henny in my chest. BANANAS.
Kind of like the Gwen Stefani song.
Yes, which probably is right about this time too.
Oh, really? What year was this again?
This came out in 2011, so this is like, could have been a few
I
years
think that
before.
a few years after.
This was
Like
a few years
this was a
after.
few years
Yeah,
after.
yeah. So yeah, I'm BANANAS, so bananas, and then I'm a it's funny, I'm a coconut. I'm a
Mhm.
COCONUT. So nuts, coconuts, bananas, all the same type of meaning. And he says, "Put the CD in, then you'll see the sequel to Scary Movie, Bad and Evil, a roofie to Roethlisberger." Okay, so this is interesting. He says, "Put the CD, then you'll see the sequel to Scary Movie." So it's a double entendre. They so you're seeing a sequel to a scary movie, right? But we actually did last, I think Halloween, we did Eminem and Royce da 5'9" Scary Movie, the song.
Oh, okay.
So it's literally that was like one of their first songs, like big songs together.
Really?
Yeah. So the sequel to the song Scary Movie is, this song. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's
It's
funny.
yeah. Then he says, "Bad is to evil, a roofie to Roethlisberger." So this is interesting. So Ben Roethlisberger was accused of rape.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He was never convicted. I don't even know if he was charged or not, but there was allegations that came out that he was like he raped or date raped somebody. He was never convicted. I don't know, what happened. I don't know if there were settlements, whatever. Eminem's a Detroit Lions fan, though, so Ben Roethlisberger is a Pittsburgh Steeler, so it makes sense that he doesn't like him. But
I would know.
but they're saying bad is to evil, a roofie to Roethlisberger. So they're implying that Ben Roethlisberger likes, you know what I mean, roofies. They go together the way bad and evil go together, meaning the way Eminem and Royce go together, right? So it's all that. All right. Then he says, you don't want to wind up 6 feet deep under that Schitt's Creek, so I hope that you brought preservers. So he's kind of combining two sayings there. You don't want to end up 6 feet deep under
Mhm.
that Schitt's Creek. So usually you're up Schitt's Creek, right? And you're in
Yeah.
a bad position, but you're going to be 6 feet deep under Schitt's Creek, which is very funny. So it's
Which
like
is
a
just as
double.
bad, if
And
not worse.
then he says, so I hope you brought your preservers. So life preservers, so you can float in Schitt's Creek, and then the preservers rhymes with Roethlisberger, obviously. Okay. Then he says, you could put a turd on the plate, silverware, and a tablecloth to serve us. You don't bring shit to the table. I'm in your grill like a Seville when the moth gets murdered.
I don't know what a Seville is.
It's a car. It's a
Oh,
Cadillac. It's Seville, I think,
yeah,
or I
yeah.
forget.
Like from
So
like years ago.
yeah. I don't think they make them anymore. Definitely not.
No, no, no.
So
They
yeah,
changed the name. It's like that they just do like the like CTS or
I
whatever,
forgot.
something like that.
So you could put a turd on a plate and silverware and a tablecloth to serve us. And still, you're not bringing shit to the table, which you're
Mhm.
literally bringing shit to the table. But you could do all that. You're still not even bringing shit to the table. And then I'm in
Mhm.
your grill like a Seville when so I think it's moth. So a moth in the grill of a car, right? And they get
Oh,
killed.
okay.
So that's what they're saying there. So he's all up in your grill. Then you're pushing the envelope when I'm shoving that whole post office further, right off the surface of this earth, into the darkest and farthest corners. So you're pushing the envelope, which is an expression to mean like, you're going tiptoeing the line, right? Maybe going a little too far. And so he's saying, while you're doing that, I'm shoving the whole post office further off the surface, which is very funny. So
Mhm.
forget pushing the envelope, I'm moving the whole post office. And then
Mhm.
right off the surface of the earth. So not even just moving it a little, it's gone
Yeah.
into the darkest and furthest corners. And then, yeah. Oh, okay. There's one more. I forgot. I thought this was the end of it. There's one more. So he says, how many bars, Maui Wowie, sour diesel, how many jars to all my people? I'll be to Mars, mommy, come on. Okay.
Yeah.
So how many bars? Again, that's like the double, could be triple entendre meeting. And then Maui Wowie Sour Diesel. There's different types of weed. How many jars? So I guess jars of weed, right? To all my people, I'll be to Mars. So
From being so
yeah,
high.
he's letting everybody know he's going to Mars. He's getting so high. Mommy, come on. Um, I just lost it. Okay. She can actually wrap my nutsack around the back of her neck in a bathroom stall.
Why?
So this is just a random story. So I guess he's saying he has very, very long nutsack, right? That she could actually wrap it around the back of her neck in a bathroom stall.
Okay.
Interesting. And then, or she could just puke from sipping this piss from my 24-inch catheter cord.
Oh.
So I don't know if he's talking about a literal catheter, right? Like he's saying he has a catheter, or if he's trying to say he has a 24-inch dick. Like, because the catheter is what goes in the urethra to get the urine out,
Yes.
obviously. So referring to it as a catheter cord, it could be literally a catheter, or if he's referring to his own urethra, as a catheter cord, right?
Uh-huh.
Either way, she's sipping piss from it. So she could either wrap the nutsack or do that.
Why would you ever choose the latter?
I know, right? Okay, then Eminem says, I'm the type that'll take a bath with a whore, drown her, bang her head on the passenger door while I'm stashing her in the back, smacking her forehead on the dash till it's accidentally blowing the Benz Jeep horn. So he's creating this image of he's going to bathe with this chick and then drown her and then bang her head in the passenger door while he's trying to stuff her in the back. And then she smacks her forehead on the dash and then it's accidentally blowing the horn of his G Wagon, effectively, Ben's Jeep. It's
Ben's
just,
Jeep.
yeah, the G Wagon. Then he
Okay.
says, Royce, my friends be knowing that when I'm on a binge, I'm stingy. Even when I'm 10 deep in a room at the MGM with Lindsay Lohan and she on, and then it goes syrup painkillers. So yeah, Royce's friends know that when he's on a binge, he's stingy, right? So he's not sharing. He
No.
wants it all for himself. Then he says, even when I'm 10 deep in a room, the MGM with Lindsay and she's on everything. So yeah, I guess he's fucked up with Lindsay Lohan in a room at the MGM crying, getting fucked up. I don't know if there's a specific story about Lindsay at the MGM, which is why he's referencing it. Do you know
I'm
what I
sure
mean?
there might be.
Yeah. And Lindsay Lohan is on everything as well, obviously. All right.
Okay. So, like I said, or maybe I wasn't clear, I do know this song. I did recognize it like right when it started playing, but I don't know it that well.
Yeah.
So, it is really, really good. I would say so far, it's one of my favorites on the album. I'm not gonna say anything aside from that, considering we still have to do our album review. But I think it's really good.
It is. It's
And the painkiller line, that was my favorite.
the Cane Pillar,
Yeah.
Pink. Yeah, that one's sick. Yeah, this is a very fun song. So I'll be honest, the first time I heard this, I was thrown off by the sample and the sound of the sample in the beat. Something about it. It sounded weird to me. It didn't fit like the way
Well, because
this.
it's
I
from
know.
a stand-up.
So not even just the fact that it was used. It sonically sounded like forced to me. And for some reason, the first time I heard it, I was like, "This is weird. What is this?" And it was chaotic, but I liked it. I was still just like, "What's going on?" It's funny because even if I try to listen for that now, I don't hear it anymore. I just hear
Yeah,
the song that I
it makes
know.
sense to you now.
But yeah, it's a fun song. It's obviously very clever. All the tie-ins to The Hangover throughout the song, and
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
also really, really clever.
Mike Epps. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. This is a good one.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes.
But yeah, so definitely check out Carnivore Snacks, SeatGeek, like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys soon.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.